Welcome back, Patriots. We have big news, awesome news, winning news, where Texas has stopped the Biden-Harris administration from continuing to sell border wall materials before Mr. 45, soon to be 47, comes back in the office. Now, the story originally broke earlier this month from the Daily Wire, where, if you recall, Joe Biden was selling materials to build the border wall that Trump was going to use on day one for pennies on the dollar at an auction. Well, as you just heard, thankfully, this has been stopped. So President Joe Biden's administration agreed in court on Friday that it would stop selling off materials that were purchased for construction of the southern border wall. Now, if you recall, I talk about this all the time, where you had Arizona, Doug Ducey, and then you have Greg Abbott of Texas that were trying to build makeshift border walls back when the Biden-Harris administration first kicked off this whole charade of allowing millions of people to come into the interior of the United States. And so they were trying to stop the bleeding by utilizing shipping containers. Well, the Biden-Harris administration, while they were all telling us, oh, we're trying to fix it, we're working with Texas and Arizona to stop the inflow of mass migration, they were suing Texas and Arizona with the EPA to tell them, hey, you know what, you're not making environmentally friendly barriers, you need to remove these shipping containers. So furthermore, they weren't continuing to build the border wall under the Biden-Harris administration that Donald Trump put our hard-earned money into, meaning making the actual portions of the wall, and they were allowing it to sit in the desert itself to just rust. So it's wrong when Governor Greg Abbott and Doug Ducey want to build makeshift border walls with shipping containers, but it's okay for you to leave rusted metal out there in the desert. Doesn't make much sense. It sounds a lot like hypocrisy in my opinion, but Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced the victory in a statement on Friday evening after he filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration to, quote, uncover potential legal violations the administration was committing by selling off the materials. Quote, we have successfully blocked the Biden administration for disposing of any further border wall materials before President Trump takes office. This follows our major victory, forcing Biden to build a wall, and we will hold his administration accountable for illegally subverting our nation's border security until their very last day in power, especially where their actions are very clearly motivated by desire to thwart President-elect Donald Trump's immigration agenda. And he's absolutely correct on this. Now, this sparked some interest on X recently, where it's currently trending and going viral regarding Paxton blocking Biden's border wall materials. And as you can see on your screen here, we got Tom Homan, the border czar, up to the plate talking about this very issue. And the question arises, hey, well, where's the border wall going then that was already sold off? Well, he's going to answer that question right here. Let's roll it.
Discussing that they're going to take that border wall, which like you just said, we pay top dollar for, and selling it for pennies on the dollar. Now we got to rebuy it. It's ridiculous. However, a little bit of good news. One of the companies actually reached out to me, willing to give us that border wall products back at what they paid for it, the pennies on the dollar, giving us back for the same price. So I think Ken Paxton, the AG in Texas, took immediate action. I know I've been working with Lindsey Graham, taking immediate action. So right now I think we got them stopped. But it's insulting. They wait 4 years just before we take control to sell a main piece of our plan to secure that border.
Nasty piece of work. I'm glad it stopped.
And, you know,
as Trump would say, very nasty, very wrong, trying to subvert, big words, subvert us, the American people. We're not done yet with Tom Homan. He was also present on the Daily Wire, where the Daily Wire is reporting, God help them, border czar Tom Homan promises to root out bad actors left over from Biden admin. Now, if you recall, this was also a big issue in 2016 with Donald Trump taking over as the 45th president of the United States, where he had a lot of holdovers from the Obama administration that were leaking stuff out to the press that was going against the narrative, the agenda of the president of the United States. Now, President-elect Donald Trump's border czar, who we love here, is going to be on the lookout for, quote, federal employees who may work to undermine his efforts to shore up the southern border. Again, this is very reminiscent of what we saw in 2016, showing that Donald Trump is fixing and moving things forward very rapidly. Mind you, he's already been quoted as saying his administration is going to be up and running in 2 hours, starting January 20th. Quote, they're working very closely with NGOs and other groups to try to increase the sanctuary city presence. They're talking to major governors and mayors to try and thwart our efforts, and a lot more mayors and governors speaking out to say that they're going to try to prevent us from doing this job. They're still flying thousands in every single day. Now, remember, you have on tape, codenamed Superbad, a CIA terrorist targeter, coming out and saying that we are currently harboring terrorists In some of these sanctuary cities, we know where they live, we know their license plate numbers. I mean, the Democrat Party is helping the agenda of those that want to perform some heinous acts upon American citizens, which is disgusting. We also see this from the Biden-Harris administration, where they're giving millions of dollars every week to the Taliban that's also funneling that money to Al-Qaeda. I'm going to say that again. We're giving $87 million a week just to the camps alone. That doesn't include the $3+ million that we're actually giving to administrative services to run the offices of Al-Qaeda. This is crazy, folks. You got to subscribe to our channel if you want to be in the loop on what is going on with the Biden-Harris administration and the destruction of the left that's taking place on our country in present time. Furthermore, we're also giving $10 billion to the Iranians. Now, you might be saying, well, Brad, that's frozen. No. They secretly unfroze it, which now they're tapping into. And the Iranians have already said, we're going to spend this money on whatever we want. Well, here's Tom Homan being questioned by the Daily Wire regarding this whole immigration debacle that we've been seeing from the Biden-Harris administration, and quite frankly, how he's going to clean it up.
In DHS or within your own potential future departments that are going to be working against you to put a stop to the work you're trying to do?
Well, God help them, because we'll be looking for those bad actors. Look, we know, we pretty much know where the bodies are buried. We know who's who. The President of the United States is coming in with an agenda. If you don't like the agenda, they get another job. If we don't get another job, we'll get you another job. But the President's not going to put up with this stuff. We just had a resounding election where the American people want certain things done. The President of the United States committed to it. Look, President Trump's coming back. I don't care if you like him or not like him. He's a badass president who's going to make America great again. He's going to make America safe again, and we're going to enforce the laws in this country. This administration, the Biden administration, has not only ignored the law, they've actually violated the law in many ways. And there's going to be a lot of oversight investigation of what exactly happened in this administration, and people need to be held accountable.
What is your message to the cartels who've had free reign over our border for so long?
Your days are numbered. Criminal cartels have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And President Trump's going to designate them terrorist organization. He's going to wipe them off the face of the earth. It's going to take this country to do it. Mexico's not going to do it. These cartels have military-grade equipment. They've killed thousands of journalists and judges and politicians. That's coming to an end. They're on notice. And President Trump is committed to shutting that down. And I can't wait for that to happen, because they've killed so many Americans with poisonous fentanyl. They're making record profits in sex trafficking women and children. It's coming to an end. We've got a great president coming in just a few more weeks, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah,
I've always said that Joe Biden is a businessman. Joe Biden's the big guy. That's what they quoted him as being. The guy that's taking 10% off the top, folks. This guy works with the Chinese, the Romanians, and the Ukrainians. He's a businessman. Matter of fact, he's created massive industries, except they're all just negative industries. They're all industries called sex trafficking, forced labor, immigration, smuggling. Oh, he's created billion-dollar industries, you guys. All the while, he spent more vacation time than any sitting president the vast majority of Americans will ever take during his last 4 years in office, folks. Well, that's the update on what's going on with the border wall, as well as Tom Homan going to get to work on January 20th, just mere hours after Donald Trump is inaugurated. Thank God, as the 47th president of the United States. If you enjoyed this episode, we do a podcast every single morning, Wednesday through Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We would love for you to come in our live chat and hang out with all the other patriots that are always joining us. You'd be more than welcome to join our channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below, folks, and I'll see you next time here on The Bald Brad Show. Take care, patriots.